welcome to the Saturday morning ritual. Oh no. Good morning. How are you? Hope you're having a lovely day. Oh my God. This morning has been a crazy, just crazy rabbit hole. Crazy rabbit hole of things. It's been quite exciting and fun and interesting. And how are you? Oh God. So good morning. I'm so glad you're here. It's been It's been a week. It's been 2 weeks, hasn't it? Maybe. Did I miss last week? I can't remember. Can't even remember anything anymore. And that's a good reason that we're talking about movement, because movement is not only our first ritual of the day, but it also helps your brain. And we're gonna dive into how it helps your brain today. Oh my God, isn't that just so exciting? Are you thrilled? Are you excited for this? Are you ready to go? Are you ready to go? But we have to do our movement first, because movement is considered our first language. Well, at least in my, we communicate by movement, so it is kind of our first language. It helps strengthen our neural pathways between our brain and our body. Learning and thought, creativity, intelligence are all parts. They all, it's all connected. It's not processes of the brain alone. Body helps. Okay, so anyway, I did. Yeah, I talked about tracking last week, I think. Tracking, we got to track things. Oh my God. Something fun coming. Something fun. Anyway, but first, the fun thing that we're going to do is we're going to move our bodies, because we got to wake them up if you haven't already. I know a lot of people have already got their exercise in. I've already been out in the rain walking the dog this morning, but I haven't done any other form of exercise. So let's go ahead and move our body. You can follow along with me on the screen, or you can do whatever it is that you want to do. There's no rules here. You can just watch, you can do something, but I really want you to get up and move. It's fun. And
I'm saying let's go. You're saying maybe. Let's find a disco. You're stuck at home being so lazy. Hey. Give me some, give me some, give me some, give me some energy. Wanna come dance with me. Give me some, give me some, give me some, give me some, give me some energy. Wanna come dance with me. There's no fire without smoke, I ain't letting you go. I can see you buzzing like you can't say no. There's no fire without smoke, I ain't letting you go. Come on, let yourself be free. Be the best that you can be. Come move your body. Come move your body. Only settle for the best. Live your life with no regrets. Come move your body. Come move your body.
Miss Jess, hello, Miss Jess. How are you? How are you doing? How's the house? Stop. Hi. Anyway, gotta click this button and it won't let me click the button. Come on. There we go. Okay, good morning. So nice to see you, Jess and Cheryl and Misty, of course. Everybody, welcome to the Saturday morning ritual. So, just got done at the gym. Good job. It's always good to get done at the gym. Doesn't it make you feel happier? Doesn't it make you feel good? Doesn't it make you feel energized? Doesn't it make you feel like you accomplished something? Feels good. Anyway, let's think about it. Let's think about, before we get started, we get into all the things. We're going to journal about it. Of course, we're going to journal about it because I like to journal. And I think that journaling can provide some really key insights into the way that we think about things. And we can always change our minds. We don't have to, believe all the stories that we tell ourselves. We don't have to always have the same opinions. We can always modify those things as time goes on. They're not stuck. We're not, I like to have a growth mindset. I like to think about how can I, grow and change and evolve over time. I don't want to be the same person always because I just think you are a badass mama. You sure, yes, you are. I believe in you. I think you're freaking badass. I really do. I really, really do think you're badass, by the way. So I want you to think about the word exercise, and I want you to just jot down on a piece of paper, or just put it in the chat, or just say it in your brain. I don't care how you do it, just do it. Think about it. Exercise, just whatever your thoughts are. Tell me, tell me, tell me, tell me, tell me. Share all the dirty details.
Pick you up, even if you can't let go. I'll untie the invisible ropes that keep you down. I'm taking matters into my own hands now. Let's face it, we only got this life to live out. So follow me, I'm ready to go. I'll take the lead, I'm ready to go. Ready to go. Ready to go. Ready to go. Ready to go.
So your pal Misty, she sums it up very easily, I think. And she says, exercise is the best thing I have done for my mental health. Does anybody agree with that? I so very much agree with that. Oh, by the way, we're here today because of the importance of this great and wonderful community we have. It's a great place for us to love each other, support. It's a place of safety. We can connect. We can vent, let things out. We can just, be heard and feel seen and all of those excellent things. And I hope that you feel welcome and all of those things here on the Saturday morning ritual. Exercise is the best thing that I have done for my mental health, for sure. God, exercise used to be a word that created a feeling of dread and tenseness in my body. It didn't feel good to me. It just created a lot of anxiety and feelings of not good enough. And I didn't like exercise for the very longest time. I probably didn't like exercise until in my 40s. In my 40s. Sometime in my 40s. I didn't really like exercise. I liked dancing, but that wasn't exercise, even though technically it is. I liked walking, but I would never have called it exercise. I just felt like, yeah, exercise feels harder than movement, even though that's what it is. So, movement was easy for me. Walking was easy for me. Dancing was easy for me. Exercise? Hell no. I don't do that. No. But how I was able to find a love for exercise was by just being okay with, I'm okay with walking and I'm okay with dancing and I'm okay with this, and slowly growing and changing my mind about exercise, but it was going to take time. It was going to take a process. It's not something that I just could decide overnight. I like exercise. I had to slowly get there. I had to, change my beliefs regarding exercise and my identity regarding exercise. But those things don't happen overnight. You have to evolve. You have to make these changes. So if you're a person that struggles with exercise and you find that exercise feels harder than movement, even though that's what it really is, exactly what Misty says here, um, you're in the right place, because we're going to talk about some wonderful benefits of movement, of exercise today, and how it is just so good for you. And I hope that maybe I can change your mind. And if you're already into exercise, I hope that I can just reinforce and celebrate you. Celebrate you for showing the rest of the world that exercise is awesome. Exercise is good for everybody at every size. Movement is good for everybody at every size. And we can enjoy it. We might have had something that made us feel like we can't enjoy it, but we can. We can enjoy it. So I hope that, yeah, that's what we gain from today's episode of the Saturday morning ritual. But the second ritual, after we do our mind body connection, our movement exercise. The second one is we got to I just want to celebrate you all for the past week, for any efforts that you have made towards your goals. And I want you to share, what were your efforts and what are you proud of this week that you did? I want you to celebrate yourself, congratulate yourself. Let us congratulate you for the awesome things that you're doing. Because the reason why I do this every single week is because we repeat the things that feel good. Maybe you did something that was hard this week, and I want to make sure that you celebrate that. So you repeat that hard thing again, because sometimes, change is doing hard things. Sometimes change is doing hard things. And yay for you for doing the hard things. Yay for you for putting in that effort. Even if you didn't succeed 100%, you tried. You got up off the couch and did something, and that's to be celebrated, applauded, and yelled from the mountains. Mm. That's huge. I'm so excited for you. 3 good gym sessions and started learning how to use my app for online coaching. That is so awesome. That is so awesome. We don't want to see that anymore. I gotta turn that off. Okay. Anyway. I had some good exercise this week. Oh my gosh. My steps were I had 3 days where my steps were 20,000 steps, out of nowhere. I haven't been tracking my steps hardcore in quite a while. And to have those high step days was pretty cool. It was pretty cool. It was pretty cool. I'm wondering. I've got this whole movement thing got me on a weird tangent, and I was wondering do you ever have you ever, actually, I'm going to say, have you ever just moved wrong and tweaked your body, and your back hurt or your neck hurt or your arm hurt, or I don't know, something like that, because you just out of nowhere just moved wrong and then something hurt? And the next question is the more important one. When you're being your more active self, do you recall that happening? Do you recall that happening when you're actively engaging in regular activity, exercise? Does that happen to you? Where you just accidentally, move wrong and you're like, ow, So I was pondering this yesterday, and I was thinking, like, whenever I am being my active self and doing my regular exercise and activities that I do, I don't do that. But if I'm engaging in a moment or phase of non-movement and non-exercise and laziness and not doing things, whenever I am in that phase of life, that happens to me where I will just, like, you know, bend down and pick something up and then be like, oh my God, my back hurts. Do you find the same thing happens to you? I'm just curious. I'm curious. And I know that I see that across my friends too. Like the people that don't exercise, they're more prone to the accidental boo-boos and things, or the aches, where you just kind of, I don't know, some people kind of refer to them as like old age things or something. I get injured more, but it's hard to get injured when you're barely moving. Trying things out until you find it. Oh my God, you cannot stress the importance of trying things out until you find the things that you like. And switching them up, because just because you didn't like HIIT workouts, like whenever you first started exercising, doesn't mean you don't like HIIT workouts now. These things are, yes. Oh, good. Thank you for saying that happens to you as well. Because I'm like, okay, I can't be the only one that's happened to. But yeah, it's really important to try things out because, we got to find what we like. There's so many different activities and things that we can do to move our body, to get in, that cardio exercise to get our heart rate going, and also different exercises that we can do to strengthen our bodies as well, because strengthening our bodies is equally important as the cardio exercise. Both should, neither one really should be neglected. Both are important. Both are important. I'm not the best, most knowledgeable in all these, scenarios, but I do know that both are important. But I really want to, so forgot for a minute. Thinking about the past week. We're going to do another little journal exercise, and I want you to think about the past week and your relationship with movement, exercise, whatever you want to call it. How do you feel about it? Did you feel like, so there's so many different ways we can feel about it. We can feel like it's boring and stagnant and not, it's losing its pizzazz. So maybe we need a change of environment or a change of activity. Maybe we can feel like we were just so freaking kick-ass, like so proud of ourselves for whatever we did. Or maybe we can think that I'm disappointed in myself for not, doing what I said I would do. Maybe we could feel frustrated with ourselves and our excuses. There's a lot of many different ways that we want to that we can think about this past week in our exercise. And I just want you to take a moment to reflect on how it is that you feel about it. So I'm gonna play some music, and you're gonna journal and blah blah blah. I'll be back.
Jumping from cliffs so high, trusting our wings to fly. Sometimes we're crashing down, but we get up and start from the ground. And I really wanna know if I'll ever figure out where the road goes. Even if I'm falling down, I will keep on searching for my highs. You can say I lost my mind, I will keep on holding my head high. Even if the sky is falling down, Even if the sky is falling down, yeah. The sky is falling down. Even if the sky is falling down, even if the sky is falling down, yeah. The sky is falling down.
Oh, Misty is such the socializer. She's a little social butterfly. So she felt great about her movement and she got to meet new people doing it. I can see how that would definitely be a bonus for you. Because you definitely are a social butterfly. Yes, I love this one. This is my favorite comment. I'm less afraid to fall or get injured, but I don't have injuries from sneezing or basic movements these days. Yes. It is so funny how like just it's like small things. They're just like so interconnected it entertains me. It entertains me. But okay, so anybody that's been around here knows that my 50th birthday is coming up this year and I'm halfway through my life, but so I worry about things, and one of those things would be, like dementia and things like that. But movement strengthens our neural pathways between the brain and body. It's very good. It's very good for us. It helps our brain a lot. So there's like repetition and practice, which is beneficial. So when you move your brain sends signals through the neurons to your muscles. The more you repeat a movement, the stronger and more efficient the pathways become, making the action smoother and more automatic. So this whole repetition and practice thing is absolutely the most important part of my practice with poi and the flow arts. Repetition and practice. If I didn't practice and repeat, I would not get better at it. And the same is true with squats, lunges, kickboxing, any activity that you do. Repetition and practice is going to help you. Writing sentences, saying the alphabet, paying all of it, repetition and practice. It really, I mean, it's not just exercise related things. Anything that you do in your life, repetition and practice is really the more efficient you get at it. But also, there's a sensory feedback loop that occurs. So movement stimulates sensory receptors in your muscles, in your joints, skin, and that all sends feedback to the brain. This constant exchange of information helps with coordination, balance, motor skills. So I don't know about you, but coordination and balance are one of those things that I kind of think about all the time as I'm getting older. I don't want to fall down and break a hip. So I want to make sure that I've got good balance. I want to make sure that I've got good coordination. I want to make sure that, I've got strong muscles to support my body. It's things I think about as I age because, I just don't want any unnecessary medical bills. And I feel like that's something that I can prevent that as I age, as I get older. By doing simple little things every single day, I can, it's a huge benefit. And oh my, like just people who could like put on their tennis shoes without, sitting down. Like they could stand up, put on a tennis shoe, tie it, all of that. I was always like, wow, that's amazing. I was pretty thrilled the day I could just put a shoe on without, falling over. Balance. Oh my God, balance. But that comes with repetition, and you can do it too. Everybody can do it. You can do it. You can do it. Oh, I missed a comment. Met 3 people. One of them I even approached. Took me about 15 minutes to build up the courage, but she was filming, so I figure she had a social media account. Sure. Yes, you are. Oh, my daughter woke up saying she doesn't feel good, so I need. Oh, bye. Take care of the little ones. Yes, better balance is a huge benefit. It's Can you think of a time where you possibly embarrassed yourself because you had bad balance? I can. Hmm. I have much better balance now. I've been really working on my balance with Boy. So I'm going to get off on a tangent here, but one of the things that I'm practicing is being able to lift my leg and do. I'm not going to be able to do it right now. Nope, I can't do it right now. Yeah, I can. Here we go. That, but better. So lift my leg and spin the thing in front of my leg, but that requires a lot of balance and coordination. Things I get to practice and work on. So this really helps me to work on balance, coordination, all of these things that are part of moving. Getting dressed. Oh my God, yes. Without breathing hard, oh, huge improvement. Just when it's less of a struggle, or yeah, just it's less of a struggle. Not just because your clothes fit better, just because you can move better. You know, oh my God, I have hurt myself getting dressed before because I was trying to stretch in a weird way or, do something stupid. So, yeah, delivering Meals on Wheels, lost my balance on the sidewalk, fell and rolled into a snowbank, filled my purse with tons of snow. But none of the food, yay, save the food. Good job. Yeah, I think, we can probably all think of some time, and we can reduce those incidents. I'm not going to say that we can eliminate them because we're probably all going to do something like that at some point in time by practicing our balance. There's lots of great YouTube videos on balance alone. If all you wanted to do was improve your balance, you can do that. Balance exercises are also really good for whenever you're having a low energy day. I think balance exercises are great for low energy days because they don't take, a lot out of you. So just something to think about it. I always took really some tiny steps. Oh, so like hiking in general, really. So if you're hiking and you're not great with balance, you might find yourself on a hike and there's like a log or a tree branch or some weird thing going on that you're going to have to navigate, and having that balance is going to be, I don't know why. I'm short. I'm 5'3", but I have a fear of falling just from standing up, like falling. I don't want to fall. I don't want to fall and hurt myself. And I have like, it's crazy how much I like, I'm always very, very careful because I don't want to fall. It's like, I'm sure I'll be fine if I fall, but I don't like falling. And it's probably why I stopped roller skating, because I just didn't want to put myself in a position where falls are going to happen. It's guaranteed. It's guaranteed. You're going to fall, especially if you're trying to do anything new. So back into the whole way that movement strengthening your neural pathways. Um, there's a thing called myelination, and repeated movement leads to the formation of myelin. It's a fatty sheet that goes around the neurons, and that speeds up signal transmission and improves your reaction times. Reaction times makes faster, super fast. Activities like brain body connection, activities like walking, dancing, practicing flow arts, they help integrate different brain regions. So the motor cortex, the cerebellum. So helps do that with the body's movements, improving agility, reflexes, cognitive function. Anybody want more better cognitive function? Emotional and cognitive benefits of movement. It releases neurotransmitters like dopamine and serotonin, improving mood, focus, memory, making the brain more adaptable and efficient. So, anytime that you are moving your body with intention, you're training your brain and body to work better together. Who doesn't want that? Who doesn't want that? And there's no wrong way to do it. You start where you're at and you just make little baby steps and you get better with practice and repetition. Practice and repetition. You get better. So there's all kinds of things, and I'll put these in the description of the video later, but some books that you can read on this, just in case you were looking to expand your mind by, reading or looking at articles or watching videos or podcasts. Okay, so The Brain That Changes Itself by Norman Dodge. There's another book, Spark, The Revolutionary New Science of Exercise and the Brain by John J. Ratey. Move Your DNA by Katie Bowman. Are great books. There's some all kinds of research and articles. I mean, really, you guys know how to Google, right? You know how to search things and look things up. Yeah, sure you do. There's a podcast, Andrew Huberman, the Huberman Lab. Do you guys listen to Huberman, the Huberman Lab podcast? I listen to it occasionally. Most of the time I listen to it whenever I'm going to go to sleep at night. And so I really don't listen to it as I fall asleep to it. But it talks about brain body connection and neuroplasticity and all of that stuff. Oh my God. If you have like a minute and a half, search for Your Brain on Exercise by Wendy Suzuki. That I was watching that this morning, and it was awesome. Why Your Brain Needs Exercise by neuroscientist Ben Martinaga. Anyway, like I said, I'm going to put those. I didn't do it before the live stream, but I'll do it after. Just some things that you guys can look up if you really want to learn more about this and like really dive in and research it. But so the Harvard Health Publishing, they've explored the cognitive and neurological benefits. And so memory and learning enhancement, engaging in a regular aerobic exercise such as brisk walking, cycling has shown the increase of the size of your hippocampus, the brain region pivotal for verbal memory and learning. This growth correlates with improved memory retention and cognitive function. So there's like some other studies that I was like down the rabbit hole on this morning, actually, how exercise, you can develop new brain cells, brand new ones, and they're going to help with all these things. It's crazy. Cognitive function and executive processing. You ADHD people out there, anybody? Consistent physical activity is linked to better attention, learning, and executive functions, including multitasking, time management, decision making. Notably, practices like Tai Chi have been found to enhance executive function in individuals without cognitive decline and slow progression to dementia in those with mild cognitive impairment. So there was this girl who, sorry, it's going to relate back to Poi, but there was this girl who went to, shoot, why did the country just leave my brain? Where Poi is credited for being started. Anyway, she went there and she did a study, and she had half the participants do Tai Chi and half the participants do Poi. And Poi was, in her study, showed the same benefits as Tai Chi. that makes me happy. But it was a great study. They're still doing more and more studies about poi because it kind of gets a bad rap. Sometimes but there are a lot of physical and mental benefits to playing poi. Mood regulation and mental health. Exercise promotes the release of neurotropic factors supporting nerve cell growth in the hippocampus. This process not only alleviates symptoms of depression, it also bolsters overall mental well-being. So like Misty was saying, she's like, yeah, it's been the best thing that she's ever done for her mental health. Who I have also seen improvements in my mental health based on when I'm exercising regularly and when I'm not. If I look at the data and see, I can be like, oh yeah, you aren't exercising. That caused you to get in that depression. And maybe, if you would have started exercising sooner, you would have been out of it sooner, Oh, interesting. He talks about all kinds of stuff. He's a very smart guy. He's a very smart guy. Mm-hmm. So exercise helps with our mood. So aerobic activity, resistance training, mind-body exercises like yoga or Tai Chi can help support and enhance your brain health. So I love, um, I really like mind-body exercises. I feel like actually kickboxing to me is a mind-body exercise because when you're saying, especially if you're not when you're just doing it randomly, but guided kickboxing exercises, because to hear, okay, punch, kick, punch, whatever, jab, whatever, and whatever sequence, and then to tell your body to move in that same sequence quickly is difficult. So I find that kickboxing in that way is definitely very much a mind body type of thing. But that's not just, it could be lots of things. And, just following instructions and doing an exercise can be kind of like mind body. Yeah. Thank you for backing me up on that one because I needed some backup on that. It's a total mind body thing. Like, oh, it's hard to do those things like in the right thing. And I'm sure that there's lots of things, but I just know that I've tried kickboxing and I have experience with it, so I can speak to that. I'm sure there's hundreds of other things that I have not tried that have that same mind body connection type thing, where it's you got to really think about it. So it's not just about physical health, it's about our brain health as well. So that it's just another great reason for us to participate in movement and exercise. As I think that, for some people, you need extra reasons maybe to be convinced to get up and move. And I think that brain health is one of those things that uh, we all might want to have. So I thought I would, just share that just in case you forgot that, exercise is also good for the brain. And why every time I always say brain body connection. Because I don't think I've ever really talked about the brain body connection yet on the Saturday morning ritual, even though I mention it every single week as part of our rituals. Now, gets your brain firing. It's a lot. And it takes a lot of practice in order to get good at it. It's crazy. It's crazy, 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 crazy. So every single week, whenever I talk about the different topic of the week, I always like to talk about, how does this play into our identity and our beliefs, because our identity and our beliefs, they shape and sometimes they limit us. They can limit our movement physically and even metaphorically. So self-perception and movement choices. Number one, if you see yourself as not athletic or you see yourself as not coordinated, where's your participation level going to be? Where's your participation level going to be? Probably not going to, participate as much in dancing, sports, casual exercise, whatever it is. Or even like if you think I'm too old for this, or I was never good at this, those things can prevent us from exploring these things as well. Then there's, cultural and societal expectations. So people might dictate what's appropriate for different genders, ages, body types. For a long, long time, women weren't allowed, it was frowned upon whenever we tried to, increase our muscle mass, right? Do you remember the time whenever you didn't see women in the gym on the weight machines? It wasn't too long ago, like in our lifetime, I think, that women were doing cardio. They weren't out there on the weight machines. And now we've learned that strength, increasing our muscles, maintaining our muscle mass is very, very important. But these cultural and societal expectations, they can go from all different, places and things. Uh, oh, yoga isn't a real workout. Have you ever heard that? Yoga isn't a real workout? I can tell you yoga from my personal perspective, yoga is a real workout. I've tried to do yoga and it's hard. Yes. Women believe the hype that they would get large with strength training during the cardio days. Yes. Yoga is hard. It is hard. Oh my God. And when I first started doing yoga, there was certain poses and things that they were doing in the brain body. And I'm like, well, how do I tell my body to move that leg in that position? I don't understand. Like my body didn't know how to move like that. And then to hold a pose and all that body weight exercises are so good. If you're starting with strength, start with body weight exercises. Such a great way. You don't need to go and do you don't need to go and get weights, or you don't have to go to the gym. You can start with body weight exercises. Again, YouTube is your friend. There's so many videos out there to help you to get started on these things. There's so many ways to get started. Oh my, so many ways to get started. So many ways. It's just think about what you liked whenever you were a kid and maybe start that up again. I don't, ask, what should I try? Well, everybody's going to give you their opinion. You got to find whatever works for you. So body weight is good with the right progression. Yes, coming from personal trainer Misty. She's always going to be really concerned that we're all following the right things so we don't hurt ourselves. And that's, we do need to be aware of those things, not saying that we don't. So we can also have emotional and psychological blocks. Psychological and emotional blocks. Trauma, past experiences, or negative associations with movement can create subconscious resistance. Okay. I have one of these. In gym class, we were required to run the mile, So number one, gym class sucks as a whole. Like, why do they make teenage girls go to gym class at all? There's the whole uncomfortableness of, changing clothes in the locker room, which I've always hated. And then just made me very, very self-conscious and uncomfortable. So then we go, change my clothes, blah, blah, blah. I don't feel great about the clothes. And nobody told me that I was going to have to run a mile today. So I didn't prepare for this. And you go out and you're running. Well, these wonderful classmates of mine decided to make fun of me because I've always been like big chested and I wasn't wearing a sports bra. And of course, my boobs are going to bounce all over the freaking place. And they're laughing and pointing and making fun of me and just made me really self-conscious. And I didn't enjoy that experience at all. I still am very uncomfortable with running, very uncomfortable with running. And I'm sure that it stems from that experience because I can remember that so clearly. I remember that in every cell of my body, and it's upsetting. It makes me want to go and run and hide. And I'm sure that's why I don't like running. I try to run, and I've never been able to, just do it. And I need to, yeah, I would love to just get past it, but emotional and psychological blocks are real. It might be something. So, but there's still ways that we can get around those. Also, perfectionism can also freeze movement. Thinking that you need to be good at something before you can even before even trying from practicing. But you know what? Everybody has to practice before they get good at it. Everybody. And thank you, Jess. That's so sweet of you. That's very sweet. Thank you. Kids are cruel. Yes. That's hilarious. That is hilarious. So, perfectionism. Oh, there's a lot of people out there that have this perfectionism. They've something happened whenever they were a child and they feel like they have to be perfect. And if they can't be perfect, then what's the point? We have to start somewhere with changing that identity, changing that belief that we have about perfection. And it starts, it's one of those things that it takes baby steps. You have to slowly work on changing that narrative in your brain. You got to slowly start working on that story. And I believe that that can be done through the power of journaling. You can find ways to support the fact that you don't have to be perfect at everything. There we go. So, and then have fixed versus a growth mindset. If we have a fixed mindset and we believe that our abilities are just what they are and they are unchangeable, that's gonna limit us in so many different ways, but it can limit your ability to move and exercise and do things. Some people do that whenever, if they have an injury, they can think, I'll never be able to do this again. And they don't try. But then you hear stories where people were told you're never going to walk again, and they believe differently and they thought differently, and they proved those people wrong. The people that said that they were never going to be able to walk again, and then they did. That's a growth mindset. Believing that we can. It allows you to explore. It allows you to try. It gives you the freedom to, at least try. I'm a person who wants to have a growth mindset in everything that they do. Because having a fixed mindset sounds just so limiting. It's always progress over perfection. Yes, Misty. Yes, it is. Yes, yes, yes. So another, growth mindset. If you believe I'm just not flexible, you're not even going to try to be more flexible. But if you think that I'm willing to work on being more flexible, then you will. Or I can become more flexible with practice. The words, what we're saying, these sentences that we say in our heads and out loud, they're important. They're important. So listen to the words that you say. And that's why journaling is really good, because you can just let it all flow, let it all out. Just put it on paper. Don't judge anything. Don't overthink it. Just write it all out. Put it down. Come back to it. Reread it. Then ask yourself, is this true? Is this the way that I want to think? And can I change it? Yes, you can. You can. You can change it. Is it true? Is it just something I've always believed? Reframe your thoughts. Instead of saying I'm not a dancer, I'm learning to move with more rhythm. Start small. We start with walking, then we go to jogging, and then we go to running. We start, just with a gentle sway, and then we become dancers. We can play, we can explore, just move in ways that feel joyful. Man, we don't get enough time to just play anymore, do we? We don't get enough time to just play. I like my girlfriend, she had her 40th birthday last week, and she has a newborn baby, and oh my God, that kid is so flexible. But her fascination with her feet is just so cute. And like, oh man, I wish I could just like stick my foot in my mouth, and roll over and up. How much time do you spend like on the floor anymore, really? If we like played on the floor a lot more, it would be a lot easier to get up off the floor. So maybe it's like we just need to spend more time playing on the floor. It's just that's just some weird old random thought in my head. Anyway. We're gonna take a journal break real quick, but I want you to think about, what belief about movement do you think has held you back the most? And is it true? Is it just something you've always believed? Is there a way that you can possibly reframe it? So we're going to do that. And then we'll be back in just a second. I got to share the screen and then press the button, and then we'll be all good.
Sometimes I make this life thing harder than it needs to be. Not dead yet, true shit. So why do I worry about what I can't see? I've been stressing about money for my rent, but the money that I spent last night with my friends was worth it. Sometimes I make this life thing harder than it needs to be. So many lights with us tonight, night. Don't let them go to waste. Look into my eyes. It's gonna be alright. Tomorrow's gonna be okay. One moment, one shot. That's all we got. One moment, one shot. I don't belong to somewhere else than where I lay my bags. It's so hard to stay up and don't hide away behind the same old mask. But tonight I got the cool and I wanna go dance with you. So if you are in the mood, it's worth it. We don't belong with masks on, leave them here and don't look back. So many lights with us tonight, night. Don't let them go to waste. Look Look into my eyes, it's gonna be right. Tomorrow's gotta be okay. One moment, one shot. That's all we got. One moment, so many lights with us tonight, night. Don't let them go to waste. Look into my eyes, it's gonna be right. Tomorrow's gonna be okay. One moment, one shot. Oh, that's all we got. One moment, one shot. That's all we got. One moment, one shot.
Man, that was a really long break. That was a really long break. Hope you had a lot to write about, a lot to say, or you went to the bathroom. Who knows? I don't know. Oh my God, that was such a long break, wasn't it? Okay, so that's pretty much wrapping up my little talk on movement and exercise. And the last thing we got to do before you guys go is we got to think about the week ahead, and we got to think about what's the plan for the next week. So I want to challenge you for the next week is to think about movement, exercise, activity, whatever you want to call it. I don't care what you call it. What is something now I believe in, not so much as stepping out of your comfort zone, but I believe in stretching your comfort zone. So how can you move your body this week in a way that feels slightly uncomfortable so you can stretch your comfort zone? What is an activity that you haven't been willing to try? What is a way that you can increase what it is that you're doing? What is it a way that you can, just, it's all about baby steps. A little bit more. I'm asking for you this week. Make a commitment to yourself to do a little bit more. Whatever that means for you, because it's going to mean something different for everybody. Oh I remember the first time I tried a machine at the gym. That was so uncomfortable. Just because I was out of my comfort zone. I didn't know how to use the machine. I didn't know how to set on the machine. I didn't know how to, make it operate. I didn't know anything about it. It was scary. So I applaud you for doing that. I applaud you. I applaud you. I applaud you for everything. I applaud you for being here. I applaud you for your commitment to yourself. I applaud you. You're pretty spectacular. Each and every one of you is spectacular in your very own way. Anyway, I guess I got to go, get moving or something so that, I can have a strong mind, because, we want strong bodies and we want strong minds. I hope you agree with me. Our bodies are designed to move, and the more, we are able to shift our identity and shift our beliefs, the more ways that we're going to be able to connect with ourselves, the world around us, all this fun, exciting, cool stuff that there is. So enjoy your week, moving your body. Let me know how you did. Let me know what you're doing. Let me know, maybe get something I want to try, who knows? Anyway, thanks again. I will see you guys next week. As always, it's going to be an adventure. Bye. We'll see you soon. Have a great day. Don't forget to get out there and move your body. Oh, that's not where we're supposed to be. Okay.